Okay, part 3. um, let's see. After Jeremy Dale moved out when he was 16, John Paul took over. Mom, she worked 2 different jobs. She was married to our sister's dad, but he was a Navy man, so he wasn't hardly home. He worked on the barges, and so Mom worked 2 jobs to make ends meet for her and us kids. And so after Jeremy Dale moved out, John Paul was the one who took over and watching me and Susan. And he always made something fun out of nothing. You know, he tried to, even in his childhood and in his adulthood, that's what he did. And there was one time that John made, it was after school, and John made dinner. It was spaghetti and garlic bread. And he turned the dining room table into a tent. Took his old ass brown box TV with the knobs. That's how old we are. But he put his TV underneath the table, and all 3 of us, we camped out underneath the dining room table, watching TV, eating spaghetti and garlic bread. He loved oatmeal cream pies. That was his grown-up choice. John, don't get me wrong, he got into some trouble, you know, and he had to go live with our dad in Columbia when he was 16. We lived in Leeton, and he turned the shed in the house that we lived in into his clubhouse. You know, he completely cleared it out. That thing was so full of trash and junk, it wasn't even funny. Old bottles and all kinds of stuff. And he cleared it out, and he put a pool table in there. He grew marijuana in there. He made alcohol. Like, he made moonshine, okay? He made his own alcohol. You know, and he got into a lot of trouble when we lived in Leeton. And the mayor of the town was the head Klansman for the KKK. And him and one of his buddies, they were all running around in the woods, you know, and they stumbled across their meeting space, and him and his friend were watching it, you know, and John decided he was going to take a shotgun. And he shot the head Klansman in the leg, and guess what? It was the mayor. And there's all kinds of stuff. There's one time John Paul come up to see all of us when we lived in Greenwood with Mom, and he brought one of his friends from Columbia, because he lived in Columbia with Dad, and they decided to go out to the railroad tracks and shoot the trains. Well, long story short, before time runs out, he had me hide the shotgun in the shed before the cops got there.